Ladies and gentlemen, I have my dirty ice here. I have a dangerously outdated energy drink. I am slowing down, so it's time for me to drink this and hope it still has some ginger to it. And I just heard possibly the funniest 3 words I have heard in succession this week. So we're going to talk about that. Those words, of course, are severe pigeon herpes. Now, for those of you who are new, I drink things in these videos because I am a food blogger, and being a food blogger, I have to buy food. I have to buy things that are consumable. Drinks are easy, so I wound up with a lot of them, and many of them are old and outdated. So the only time I am supposed to drink anything other than water or black coffee is when I am here talking to you. This is kind of a diet thing for me. Even though this is 0 calorie, it's just drinking one is an opportunity I should take to come in here and talk to you, especially about things like severe pigeon herpes. Further along those lines, for every 1,000 subscribers I get, I do purchase one of these bracelets from the company 4Ocean. 4Ocean pulls a pound of trash out of the ocean every time I do that. I've come up with a way for every person on YouTube to do something for the environment for free. Do not waste that opportunity. Comment, like, subscribe, support this channel in any way you can. Let's clean up that ocean. Now, severe pigeon herpes. Pomegranate watermelon from Hydroxycut. Actually really good tasting. Weird, but good tasting. Anyway, I don't care if you're a pigeon. If you have pigeon herpes, I'm going to assume it's pretty severe. You should be telling all of your pigeon friends that you have pigeon herpes, because it's like, well, I have pigeon herpes, but it's a mild case of pigeon herpes. Somehow, I just don't buy that. Did you know pigeon herpes was a thing? I mean, there's coral herpes. Apparently, many creatures on this earth can suffer from varying strains of herpes. So pigeons in New York have pigeon herpes. And this has come to light because they autopsied Flaco the Owl, who flew into a building and died. And they said that when he did so, he had severe pigeon herpes. But once again, being an owl, pigeon herpes is pigeon herpes. I don't know how mild that can be. Another point you should understand is that if you have herpes, you can get them in varying places, okay? Just because you have mouth herpes does not mean you don't have eye herpes or ear herpes or rear end herpes. So you should be aware of the fact that if you touch one wet part of your body, you should not touch any other wet part of your body. That's a thing, okay? It's called auto-inoculating. And it's like, there was a guy, I heard him talking to a doctor on the radio, this was more than 10 years ago, who he had apparently gotten herpes in his mouth. He had touched his mouth, and he had probably wiped himself and wound up with herpes in his other end. And he said this was like pooping out a glass Christmas ornament and feeling it shatter in your nethers. It's very upsetting. Severe pigeon herpes. Now, for those of you that don't know, most birds have a cloaca, which is a single all-purpose hole for breeding and excreting. And, you know, it's just one of those things that, like eagles, for example, what they do is they dive together and they rub cloacas, and this is how they bang, you know, and hopefully they recover before they hit the ground. Otherwise, the banging is not that successful. And then, you know, that's how they make more eagles. Not all birds have cloacae. So I'm pretty sure most raptors do. I know that ducks don't have cloaca. They have the same setup as a human has. Ducks actually have weird shaped willies in order to apparently prevent interspecies breeding. So, I mean, you know, a duck's willy is just horrifying, really. I mean, I've only seen one. I'm not, like, going online being like, what's a duck's willy look like? Oh, let me look at this duck's willy. Yes, yes. You must be a very impressive duck. No. This was something that I saw some kind of a documentary on the subject on duck willies, and, you know, there was a picture of a duck willy. Thing looked like it should have screwed into something else. Anyway, so there's the thing. They had this owl who had severe pigeon herpes, and because we humans tend to get herpes a certain way, we associate that with, you know, banging. In all reality, however, this owl probably did not get herpes from boogieing with pigeons. It probably got herpes from eating pigeons. Because, I mean, you know, ate the pigeons raw. This owl got out from the zoo and, you know, probably started eating pigeons. They also found him with a lot of rat poison in his body, so he probably ate a lot of Los Angeles rats that had already been poisoned and were easy to get to. That's just, it's a sad truth. I mean, we don't know these things for sure. There's a non-zero possibility that Flaco got lonely and banged a pigeon. I mean, it's an infinitesimally small possibility, but it does exist. So there is that. And I mean, you know, I just have to say that love is love, even between a pigeon and an owl. So that's perfectly fine. I mean, I don't have a problem with that. So long as both partners are willing, I don't really, I mean, they can't have kids, but, you know, that's just not relevant. Birds are not something I've ever thought about in this regard before. Of course, one would have to point out that Flaco having pigeon herpes may have been spurred on by the fact that his immune system was weakened by rat poison. Severe pigeon herpes. Just let that one sink in. Anyway, so one more old thing used up, one more conversation had. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for sharing this moment with me. I'm Richard. Hi everybody, I'm Danger Ducky, and this is the part of the video where I remind you to comment, like, and subscribe. I'm also giving time for there to be links to the next video and subscriptions. You should comment, like, and subscribe, because for every 1,000 subscribers, this channel will buy a bracelet from For Ocean, and that will pull a pound of trash out of the ocean. It's a big ocean and there's a lot of trash there. We also buy medals from the Conqueror, and every one of those means that 5 trees are planted, so that we will have a cleaner world for you and me to live in. Danger Donkey says, be a good Samaritan, float like a butterfly, and comment, like, and subscribe!